Often when people are looking for care for their loved one, they want to make a decision, they often look just at the financial aspect and they're not thinking about the potential downsides of that decision. Hi, I'm Alina Dillon. I'm an owner at Home Helpers Home Care, and today we're going to talk about the difference between a private caregiver versus an agency. Number one is cost. So a lot of times there's hidden cost in this kind of decision that they might arise, such as taxes, insurance, and potential liability issues. Obviously, the liability of having someone in your home who's not insured. So an example of a liability might be if the caregiver is taking care of your loved one and they hurt themselves while they're doing that, you may be liable for that. They sue you and then you're paying a lot more than you bargained for. Fraud and stealing. So we've worked with private caregivers in the home before. We don't do that anymore, but we had caregivers that watched the private caregiver. This caregiver was in charge of all the finances in the home. There was really not a lot of oversight, and we saw the caregiver stealing. And, it just made us realize, what the liability really could be for the client and no real recourse. So they stole, and the client didn't even realize that the money was going missing, that this caregiver that they trusted with everything was stealing. They didn't realize it. Number two, scheduling. With an agency, we can provide caregivers to replace if someone calls out sick. With a private caregiver, you are responsible for making sure that if the caregiver calls out, that there's somebody there to care for your loved one. And that, it can be a lot. It's a big job scheduling. We do it here every day. And we know, and we have people that can just go at a moment's notice. But for you, that might be a much bigger deal and a much bigger hassle. That also means that your loved one may not be getting care that day or not getting care quickly when they need it. They may not be able to get out of bed. They may not be getting their breakfast. They may not be getting their medicine or their meals. That means a lot of things. So it can turn your day upside down. Number three, background checks. So we do background checks, drug tests, and reference checks for all of our employees. And if you hire a private caregiver, all of that is up to you to handle all of the background and checking all the things to make sure they are who they say they are. Number four, oversight and management. So agencies, we are regulated by the state of Tennessee. We have a license with the state of Tennessee. We are audited every year to make sure that everything that we're doing is above board and exactly the way the state wants us to do it. With a private caregiver, there really is no technical, they're not licensed, so they don't have the same rules that we have, and they can pretty much do whatever they want. And that means that you may not know that some of the things that they are doing are things they probably shouldn't be doing. Also, if you hire a friend, it's going to be a lot harder to tell them if they're doing something that you don't like. That's going to be a lot harder to deal with than if you could just call our office and say, hey, the caregiver's doing this and I really don't like that. So for us, when there's a problem, we really want to know right away. If there's an issue with a caregiver, an issue something that just needs to be done different, we want to know the problem's this big, not this big. So when you're dealing with care for your loved one, you really want to deal with somebody who's used to managing people, who knows how to address an issue appropriately and can get it handled quickly. So number five, training. You may not know how much training the private caregiver has gotten, but the state regulates how much training our caregivers have to be trained every single year. They have to renew their training. They have many hours of training and in-person training every year. To learn more about working with us, go to the website below.